getting ready for the garage sale again this Saturday. But yeah, before I start tearing into this stuff, I wanted to document what I found Monday. It's funny because I went out, I think, a few days prior to that, like that Friday, and filmed for about 2 hours and found literally nothing. I found nothing at all other than some bubble wrap. I ended up just deleting the footage because it was so boring. Then Monday, I went up to the post office to drop off some packages, ran my post office route, and it was just like, you know, it's feast or famine in this gig, I guess. So it was like every dumpster had something in it. So I ended up with like a big tote of scrap here. Well, not a big tote, but about half tote of scrap. This is pretty heavy, and there's some good stuff. This is all, there's no tin in here either. It's all aluminum, copper, brass, and ran into like an old stage lighting rig that somebody had thrown away. Just around this American DJ sequencer, like this Chase sequencer, really old school. You just plug the lights into the outlets and then plug this thing in and then set the rate and let it do its thing. I think there's a way to select some different patterns too, but I don't know how. It's probably like dip switches inside there or something. I'm going to take a look at this. I have the feeling it's probably going to get scrapped. Somebody put a piece of tape over this outlet, so that one might not work. Though it should be easy enough to open this up and check it out, see if there's like a disconnected wire or something like that. But if I can get this working, I could probably get like 20 bucks for this on eBay. Otherwise, I'll probably just get scrapped. There's probably a big transformer in here. These aluminum chunks are like what came from the piece that attached to the pole, I guess like the pole mount that attached to the stand. It was pretty easy to just take those plastic pieces off, and it got a bunch of wire out of that rig too. Wasn't really anything. Nobody really wants the old stage lighting with the incandescents, so yeah, it's basically trash, especially this brand, which is like a really low-end brand. I left the stand because I had like so many plastic pieces and stuff like that attached. Would have been a big job to break that down, and it was too bulky to carry it all the way home just as aluminum breakage for, you know, less than $1. So just left that there. But yeah, some copper pipe and some various goodies, odds and ends. What's going on while you're taking a nap? I don't know why you're hanging out in here. It's so hot. So one of the apartment complexes, I was going through the dumpster in the back, and this lady came out and handed me this box, which is an old O-scale, I believe, vinyl train set from like 50s or 60s. There's a bunch of track in here and a bunch of cars. I should have put the track in first and put the cars on top so you can get a better look at it. But it's pretty much all vinyl brand stuff, I think, in here. And there is a transformer, which is worth a little bit of money, and the track. The whole set, if I pieced it out, I could make easily over $100 on this. I think since I have the garage sale coming up, I'm just going to set it all out and see if I can get like, you know, 50 bucks best offer or something like that. Maybe do a quick flip on that. That'd be great. The same lady who gave me the vinyl train set gave me this cold heat soldering iron. It's like a battery powered soldering iron. I have not tested this, but I would imagine it probably works fine. Make a little bit of money on that on eBay. Green Day, I haven't looked this up. Dookie, this is probably like a, you know, $5 tape, something like that. I'll have to test that out and see if it plays okay without any dropouts. This Tropical Thunder sound effects tape, I'll probably just throw in with my garage sale stuff this weekend. Same with these CDs. I don't think these are worth messing with on Amazon, or actually I can't sell CDs on Amazon. I'm gated for CDs on Amazon, but I could probably sell these on eBay if I wanted to, but probably not worth messing with. This is a sealed Paul Wall CD and a Field Mob CD. Yeah, really clean, no scratches or anything like that. I'll probably just go into the garage sale stuff. Same with this print. It's like a framed print of a Suzuki racing motorcycle. So someone might want that for like $1 or something like that. But the piece de resistance was the first gold ring that I've ever found in the trash. This was in a dumpster. This is actually in the same dumpster where saw my video a couple videos back where I rescued that raccoon. I built that little ladder for him to climb onto and get out of there. It was that same exact dumpster. There was a box full of clothing in there, like men's clothing. And I was going through that, like the t-shirts and stuff. Actually, there's a couple t-shirts over there I grabbed out of there. Yeah, I noticed that jewelry box in there and opened it up and saw this gold ring. And yeah, it's a 14 karat gold ring. Probably weighs about like 4 or 5 grams, something like that. So probably looking at like 100, 125 bucks in scrap gold there. Now I did kind of feel bad about grabbing this. Sure, somebody, this, you know, probably has some sentimental value to somebody, or like maybe it's like my wife brought up the fact that it might be like a divorce scenario and the woman threw away like the guy's clothes that were left there along with his ring, like out of spite or whatever. But I did call the building manager of that place, and she really seemed pretty disinterested in it. All she really wanted to know, like I told her what was going on and everything, and then the questions she asked me were like, she wanted to know what dumpster I got it out of, and I told her, and then she just basically just asked me if I wanted to rent an apartment or what, you know, like I was wasting her time on the phone. But I did get her to approve me putting a note on the dumpster, and I did do that. I printed out a note on my computer that basically says, if you lost an item of value in this dumpster, you know, by accident, you know, please call me and describe the item to me. I left my phone number. And I haven't had any phone calls. It's been a couple of days since I put that note up. I got this ring Monday. I think I went back there. I don't think I went back there the next day, but Wednesday. So yeah, the note's been up for well over 24 hours now. I haven't heard anything, but I'll give it a few more days. Probably let, you know, like a week go by at least before I do anything with this, take the note down or whatever. But yeah, if you have any comments about like how I handled that, or maybe I didn't handle that the proper way, or maybe I should have just given it to the building manager anyway, I'd be interested in hearing any thoughts that you guys have on that in the comments. Okay, so in the Truth is Stranger Than Fiction department, I received a phone call from a guy Saturday. I don't expect anyone to believe this, but it is exactly what happened. But this guy said that he saw the note in the dumpster and that he thought that he knew what I was referring to, and that he had thrown away a box of men's clothing that contained a small jewelry box that had a gold wedding band in it. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I found. And he said that he threw it away intentionally, and that I could keep it in good conscience and do whatever I wanted with it. So there you go. So my wife was partially right about she was right that it was thrown away intentionally, but it was the man that threw it away. And yeah, I actually called around this morning to a few different places and got some quotes. And I've dealt with this before, selling scrap jewelry. This isn't the first time I found a piece like this. It's probably the best one I've found. It's definitely the best one I found, but yeah, so I looked up what the average wedding band weighed, and said like 4 to 5 grams. So I just called around and said that I had a wedding band that was 5 grams, 14 karat gold, and the quotes I got varied wildly. Of course, they convert it to penny weight, which I can't remember. It's like 3.22 penny weights to a gram or something like that. But one coin, like rare coin place, I called so that they'd give me 50 to 60 bucks for a 5 gram ring. The place that I ended up going to gave me a quote of $98. Another pawn shop that I called gave me a quote of $80. And a jewelry store that I've used before gave me a quote of $54. I thought it was interesting that the jewelry store had like the lowest quote by far. And also, they wouldn't get if you wanted cash, it was going to be a lesser value. Like it was going to be $54 for a check that they would mail to me, and the cash equivalent would have been like $32 or something ridiculous like that. So I ended up going to the place that quoted me $98. He weighed it. It was actually 4 grams. I don't have a scale that'll weigh like small amounts like that. I should probably get something like that. Maybe I'll find one in a dumpster someday. But yeah, he said it was actually 4 grams, and he gave me $60. So I don't really understand the numbers here. First of all, the ticket says quantity 2, unit price $30, amount 60. So quantity 2, what? It's 1 ring. That's not 2 grams. It's not 2 pennyweight. So what is that? I don't know. Also, there's like some discrepancy, I think, in the amount that he paid me versus the amount that he quoted me over the phone. Like a 5-gram ring for $98 would have been $19.60 per gram, and he said the ring that I gave him was 4 grams, and he gave me $60, which is only $15 per gram. So unless the price of scrap gold went down that much in the 2 hours between when I talked to him and when I went to his shop, I can't really explain that. And this just kind of like feeds into my experience with dealing with these people trying to sell scrap gold, the jewelry stores and the pawn shops. I just always feel like they kind of just make it up as they go along. I mean, just the difference in the quotes really will show you that. And I think just depending on, I don't know, the situation, they just try to get away with whatever they can. Maybe that's my paranoia, but it sure seems like that when you're dealing with like the scrap gold dealers. But anyway, there's that. Yeah, $60. So yeah, that's nice. Nice little find. Also went out today. Today's Thursday, so it's I'm sorry, it's Wednesday. So it's a little over a week since I found that ring. But I went to the post office today and hit some dumpsters on the way back and had some really good finds, and I'm going to go through that stuff right now. Okay, here's the load I came back with. I just had the one tote because all my other totes are full right now, and I wasn't really expecting to do a whole lot of dumpster diving on the way back. In retrospect, I kind of wish I would have brought the other tote, although this is so heavy, maybe I didn't want to push it. But I'm actually gonna put my gloves on real quick. I'm gonna turn the camera off, put my gloves on. Okay, got the gloves on, take a sip of tea here. Here's a project I'm working on. It's a Commodore keyboard that I'm refurbishing, and this is gonna go on eBay hopefully tonight or tomorrow morning. Excuse me, taking a sip of tea here. Been drinking a lot of green tea, black tea, and turmeric tea. The turmeric tea is really good for you. All those are actually really good. Anyway, so we got here, this is an old Memorex iPod docking alarm clock. It's got the old style connector there and kind of an oddball power connector. It's really small, 9 volt. Well, let's keep an eye out for that in here, see if that's in here. I have not gone through this stuff yet, so this is all like real time. 10 pack. This might be missing a disc or two. Blank DVD RWs. I'm going with my garage sale stuff. Is just an empty, I know there's something in here. Maybe not, I don't know. Some kind of case for like a Game Boy or something, GameStop logo on there. Don't know about that, but there is some Nintendo stuff in here. I'm going to get to that here shortly, I hope. Looks like some kind of solitaire game. That won't be worth messing with on eBay. I'll go on garage sale stuff if it works. Dazzle, I think this is a video digitizer. Is this for, what's this end up in? Well, this cable's screwed up, whatever it is. Is that for this? I don't know. If that works, I might play around with it. I'm gonna put it, start a scrap pile over here for now. Big transformer here. take one glove off because I have to tap the screen to see what I'm doing, otherwise it goes black. Okay. Some more blank media here. It's like a good portion of the discs are gone, but most of them are still there. So our CDs, I think. That's interesting. Some kind of camera. It's a digital camera. Not sure. Vivitar Vivicam. Okay, here we go. I found a whole collection of Nintendo, a whole Nintendo Game Boy collection. Okay, so I don't know if any of these are good games or not. I kind of know what the rare ones are for the NES, but not really the Game Boy. But yeah, this is an original Game Boy game. Bart versus the Juggernaut, Simpsons, Amazing Spider-Man, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Okay, this is a Game Boy Color game, so that's a classic. That's back when I played video games. Put some hours in on that one. Yoshi for Game Boy Original. It's like we got. Oh yeah, I noticed. Okay, these are Game Boy Advance SP. Okay, and yeah, there's a game in here. Pokemon Ruby. Game Boy camera. Is this for the original Game Boy? I think it is. This might be a nice piece. No way to test it. I don't. There is a Game Boy in here. Okay, here it is. Here's the Game Boy. It's a Game Boy Advance SP. And the screen looks good. I don't know. Can you use a Game Boy camera in the Advance? It'll fit. Don't know if I can test it on that or not. Hopefully this works. Wanted to get one of these when they came out. I don't remember why I never bought one. I was kind of getting out of gaming by that time, I guess. I remember thinking these were pretty neat though when they came out. Here's another Game Boy Color game. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? It's probably worthless. Another Game Boy Advance. Yu-Gi-Oh! Am I pronouncing that right? There's another one. I think this case is empty. It says Pokemon Emerald, but I don't think there's anything in here. Yeah, it's empty. Bomberman. Yeah, should be more games. I thought there were more games. Here's Pokemon Gold, I guess. It's a cool, like one of those expanding ball deals. There you go, on the garage sale. I'll probably have another garage sale in like a month, I think. I'm going to focus on that, definitely, instead of the flea market from now on. Donkey Kong Land. Label's kind of trashed, but there you go. This is... what this is. Train whistle. No clue. No clue, but I grabbed it. Got some more scrap wire here. Hopefully there's that power supply for that alarm clock. Some kind of video game item here. Xbox AV cable. Probably keep that to sell. Got some more Ethernet wire. Scrap. This looks like the case for the... what is this thing called? Game Boy Advance SP? Yeah, it is. It says it right on there. And more games in here. No, but that's a cool item to have. So, power supply. I'm looking for a Memorex 9-volt power supply. More scrap wire. All kinds of stuff. I'm probably going to cut it short here. That's like all the good stuff. But yeah, there's some more games in here. Tetris. There's some like strategy guides in here. pretty much worthless. Usually these things don't really have much value, but I grabbed them just to have for the garage sale, I guess. I'll look them up, see if there's anything worth messing with. This is like just the manual to a game. Don't have the actual game, so not really much I can do with that. Got some more Sharpies. Like some Christmas cards I can maybe use. I don't know, all kinds of odds and ends. I don't know. I'm gonna cut it short, but yeah, that's the saga with the gold ring, and hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks a lot, guys.